Hey everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a first look at the Blu G90 Pro. So the Blu G90 Pro is a newly released device, and in this video here I'm going to give you my first impressions of it, give you some specs, take you around the phone, and just show you what you're getting for the price point of this phone. And I will get to the price point and the specs and all that stuff here in just a few moments. Now the box here, of course, nice presentation. On the back there is the specs, which I will be reading those off here in just a moment. But let's just go ahead right now and remove the top cover there, and on top here we have the device. Go ahead and pull that out and put it aside for a moment. Now we know with Blu devices, they're pretty much, one-stop shopping. Okay, they come with everything in the box ready to go. You have your 18-watt fast charging brick there. You have your USB Type-C charging cable here. Now you also in the box get a nice set of earbuds. Now I'm gonna leave all this stuff here in the original packaging. Just take too long to unwrap it and stuff like that. So nice pair of earbuds here, 3.5 millimeters. So got a headphone jack, which is a good thing. Got your SIM ejection tool here. You have some sticker, or a Blu sticker here, along with some booklets and stuff like that we never will read. Also, we have a case. And not only is this just a regular gel skin case, but this is a really heavy duty looking case. Now it is still, flexible and stuff like that, but I like the way this case looks. It just looks more rugged, and so yeah, really nice stuff there. And finally at the bottom, we have a glass screen protector along with a cleaning cloth in here as well. Let's just go ahead and try to grab a hold of this here. Yeah, so cleaning cloth, glass screen protector, really nice stuff there. So yeah, like always, Blu has that one-stop shop in here. Everything you need in the box for the price point. Hey, ain't complaining. So let's go ahead, put all this stuff away, and we'll look at the phone. Okay, so phone is now in hand. Now I've already taken the papers off, as you can see here, screen protectors and all that kind of stuff off of this phone, just to save a little bit of time. So I know some of y'all like seeing that being ripped off the phone, but maybe next time. But this phone, at the time of this video, cost $219. And I want to tell you what you can get for $219, okay? Now this is a GSM device, so it works on T-Mobile, AT&T, their MVNO, stuff like that. I will, of course, try that on Verizon just to see if it does work, but no, not holding my breath. Now, this phone, like I said, is $219. It has a 6.5-inch LCD 2340 by 1080 resolution display with a PPI of 396 with a 19 by 9 aspect ratio. This does have a 60 Hz refresh rate screen, so don't expect no 90 Hz, 120 Hz. This is considered a Blu's first gaming phone. But yeah, honestly, 60 Hertz, that's really not no big deal. This phone runs the MediaTek Helio G90T octa-core processor, which has proven to be a very good processor. I've used it in some other phones, and the G90T processor is a very powerful processor. I would call it a good mid-range processor. It also has liquid cooled technology built inside, so that's what I'm reading here. I don't know about all that kind of stuff, but that's what it says. It's a gaming phone. Now, this phone has 4 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which you can also add up to an additional 128 gigs with a SD card. Now, of course, it has a quad camera setup. It's got a 48 megapixel Sony IMX 582 sensor with a f1.79 aperture, an 8 megapixel wide angle at 118 degrees with an f2.2 aperture, a 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth sensor here on this phone with 4K recording. And the front camera is a 32 megapixel aperture f2.4 with a fixed focus lens. This phone has a 5100 milliamp hour battery, so a major battery here. 5100 milliamps, 18-watt fast wired charging, and it says 10-watt wireless charging with USB-C. Has a headphone jack, and of course there's no IP rating here on this phone. Fingerprint scanner, AI Face ID, and it just kind of goes on and on from there. And the phone does run Android 10. So with all that, all that specs out of the way, all that for $219.99. So anyway, the rear there, you'll see there's a fingerprint scanner, triple camera with your little lens over here with a flash. On the right side here, got your little taster power button with volume rocker. On top, got your secondary microphone. On the left, we have your SIM ejection slot. And on the bottom phone speaker, USB-C charging port, microphone, and 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And on the front is your little teardrop notch with your front-facing camera and your speaker, ear speaker. This is a single speaker device, so unfortunately no dual speakers. But anyway, let's go ahead and power this phone on. It's 19:9 aspect ratio, but it sure does feel wider than that. But that's what it says. So we got Blu smartphones there, powered by Android. So I'll go ahead and get it all set up, and I'll come back when it's finished. So the phone is now set up and ready to go. Now, one thing that I did leave out is this phone only comes in one color, which is called Purple Haze. So not really the biggest fan of this color, but I will say that it does look good. Now, if you're sitting here saying, that phone looks awful familiar, like, you know, I've seen this phone before. Well, here is its twin, okay? The Redmi Note 8 Pro. They look identical, pretty much. You can look at these phones here and see that these phones look just alike the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro and the Blu G90 Pro. Pretty much identical. The only difference I can really see from the rear here is the camera bump is more noticeable here on the Redmi than the Blu. And I'll show you by just putting on the case. So here is the case for the Blu G90 Pro. You can see fits perfectly. That's a really good fit there. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, very well protected. You can see everything just sits in there really nice. Now as I take the case back off of this phone, I will now put it on the Redmi Note 8 Pro. And there you go. Almost identical. Now, there is a bit of difference in size, just a little bit, because this case is just a little bit loose on this phone, but it does fit. Everything places just fine. See where the fingerprint scanner is, camera. So there's a little bit of design difference. This does not hold this phone very well in the case, but just showing you there that very, very close, very similar between these two devices as far as the appearance goes. So if you want to see a comparison between these two devices, the differences, you know, maybe some RAM or cameras or whatever, let me know down below in the comment section and I'll make that happen. So anyway, now turning this phone on, you can open this phone up by a PIN, pattern, password, whatever. You can also use the rear magnetic fingerprint scanner, which works just fine. No problems there. It's nice and quick. And turn the brightness down just a little bit. You can see how bright the screen is here. I mean, on this phone, full 1080, and it looks really nice. I mean, it's brighter in person now than it does look on camera. And also, you got face unlock, so not looking at it. Now I am. And it's not the fastest in the world, but it does work. And when it's looking right at you, you can see right there that my eyes were not actually looking at the camera, and it would not open until I actually looked at it. So really nice stuff there. Now this phone is just basically stock Android. I mean, there's really nothing on the device. You can see everything right there. It does have an FM radio, so if you're wondering about that, yes it does. Now pulling the drop down here, you will see all of your quick toggles here. You have your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, vibration, flashlight, super screenshot, auto rotate, calculator, camera, screen recorder. You can also go in here and edit all those as well. So you got all these other stuff like dark theme, invert colors, night light, hotspot, and all that kind of good stuff there. But right now, let's go into the settings and mobile network, SIM cards, We'll just skip all of that for now. Down here at display, brightness level is at 31%, and it is still pretty bright. Night light, adaptive brightness, changeable lock screen wallpaper. Let's turn on dark theme. That might actually make it look a bit better, and it does. And yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks really nice. Screen timeout, font size, screensaver, screen color mode, standard, vivid, cool color. You can customize it however you want to. Switch screen display area, so you can get rid of the little notch up top there. But you can't really see it with it in dark mode, but it just kind of gets rid of that little notch up there. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You can cast your screen, printing services, all that good stuff. Now your navigation bar, you can hide it. Use 3-button navigation or use just your navigations. So it gets rid of those buttons and you got your gesture navigation. Whatever you prefer. I'm going to leave it on 3-button for right now. You can change the background color of that and all that kind of good stuff there. So plenty of stuff going on in there. Sound, apps notifications, intelligent assistance. So flip to silent, 3-finger screenshot, 3-finger skid start split screen, jump to camera and lift to wake. Let's see, privacy, location, so security. You have an app lock, you have your screen lock, which is your PIN pattern password, Face ID, fingerprint, smart lock, and all that kind of good stuff there. Now system, have your language and input, your date and time. Storage is 128 gigs and only 7.91 gigabytes has been used. So you got a lot of storage on here, plus the SD card slot. Battery, 5,000 milliamp or 5,100 milliamp hour battery. So the battery will last you quite some time, and it's on Android 10. So, and this phone is supposed to get, I think, Android 11 sometime next year. So we'll see if Blu follows through on that, and digital well-being, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for that. Now swiping over here, got your Google stuff. But the phone, of course, right out of the box, it does feel nice and smooth. The display looks good. The phone feels heavy. Now those cameras, let's go ahead and jump to the cameras here for just a moment and look through there. Now you got your photo, your video. This button here goes for your wide angle shot. Got beauty mode, you got more. So you got night mode, pro mode, 108 megapixels, your HDR mode, your GIF mode, your filters, your panorama, slow motion, time lapse, intelligent scanning, macro mode. So a bunch of stuff there. AI mode up top. This button up here is for your portrait shots. So nice stuff there. Now picture size. Yeah, 48 megapixel, 30 megapixel, 12 megapixel, 7 megapixel. You can just choose whatever you want to, do there. Location, brand watermark. So it has a brand watermark. You can turn that on or off. Right now it's on. Right now it's off. Camera mute, touch shooting, ZSD, which is zero shutter delay, volume key features, and all that kind of good stuff there. Now going into video, we will see what we have going on in here. So you can record at 4K. You can record at 1080p, 720, and 480. So unfortunately, no 60 frames per second here in full 1080, but it is what it is. Microphone on and off and just stuff like that. Now going to the front-facing camera here, you can see, honestly, it looks nice just by looking at it here. Up top, you do have your portrait mode there again. But going to the settings here, picture size, brand watermark, the same stuff pretty much. Now here in video mode, you are able to record in full 1080, 720, 480, and just low resolution, which is really not that important, to be honest. So yeah, I will be testing the cameras out. I'll take a few pictures here and there. I'll probably throw them up on, Twitter or Instagram. So if you ain't following me, look down below in the description. All the links and everything is there. So yeah, that's all I got to say right now about the Blu G90 Pro. I'm going to do some gaming tests with this here. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM. The MediaTek G90T processor is a really good mid-range processor. I know some will say that it's a budget processor because it's MediaTek. But the G90T processor is a fantastic processor. And you get all of this for $219. I'll be back soon here with a follow-up video. And like I mentioned earlier, if you do want to see a comparison, video showing the differences between the Redmi Note 8 Pro versus the Blu G90 Pro, I'll be happy to do it to tell you the differences, because there are a few differences here between the two devices. So stay tuned. Check out Instagram and Twitter for some sample photos, some sample videos, and all that kind of good stuff. The case looks good. I mean, like I said, $219, in my opinion, you're getting a mid-range device at a budget price of $219. They're getting better, y'all. They're getting better. And you also get these nice type of cases in the box, screen protectors, fast charging, everything, one-stop shop. Blu, you're doing a good job when it comes to releasing your phones with everything. Android 10, here you go. If this was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions, drop it below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new around here. Be sure to hit that bell to get all notifications. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.